So what is going on, guys? I am BlackOpsAmazing. Welcome back to another Zombies video where today for you I am bringing you the Easter eggs you didn't know series episode 7. I've got some real juicy stuff for you today in the video, so I hope you enjoy it. As always, if you do, if you could so kindly leave me a like rating, that'd be so much appreciated. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any more Zombies videos. Check out the previous episodes. I will link them down in the description. And also let me know if you want me to make a playlist on this series. But anyway, without further ado, here we go, enjoy. So usually what I do with this series is find one Easter egg older that we may have forgotten or things that really went under the radar previously in Zombies and bring it back to life. But today for you, I've gathered a ton of forgotten, unknown Easter eggs from the past in Zombies, and instead of doing the one for this episode, I thought I'd bring you guys a few different ones, so I hope you enjoy. So there are loads of Easter eggs and things to do with the storyline that were cut from the end game of Zombies, whether it was World at War, Black Ops 1, BO2, or BO3. From weapons to perks to just smaller Easter eggs, things that were supposed to be in the game but didn't end up making it. And one of these weapons was called the Sabertooth. Now I remember a few years ago, all the way back when Black Ops 2 was first starting, I touched up on this weapon just a little bit. This weapon, the Sabertooth, was supposed to be in the original Black Ops, but there was also a bit of string text left in Black Ops 2 from this weapon as well. Although we do think it was just a placeholder for BO2, this weapon was definitely supposed to be in Zombies for Black Ops, and the Sabertooth was a chainsaw. You can actually see left in the game files, there is the model of the weapon, what it was supposed to look like, the little black outline, and as you can see, it looks freaking cool. Obviously we have the engine at the back and then the chainsaw, which the spikes on this, the teeth look absolutely massive. This is crazy. And back in Black Ops, if we were to have this, if Treyarch did decide in the end to put this in as a weapon, this would have been one of the most unique melee weapons in Zombies at the time. Obviously we had the Bowie knife and the sickle, but as for actual moving melee weapons, this would have been totally freaking different. A chainsaw in Zombies, have we ever had that? We freaking haven't. Even till this day, we've had the Sword of Sorrows, we've had axes, wrenches. The only remaining evidence we have left of this weapon are the game stats, the untextured model, which I've just shown you on screen. And actually, if you go into Black Ops, we still have the animation from this weapon. If you actually port it over into the multiplayer, that's the only way you can see the animation. I will show you gameplay of it as well. As you see, the character doing the animation, he's supposed to have the Sabertooth in his hand, and right in front of him should be Zombies. This would be an amazing freaking weapon if it was ever to make it into Zombies. I don't know, maybe in the future, Treyarch will remember this weapon and think, huh, the Sabertooth, let's freaking add it in. The Sabertooth would have had a magazine size of 999 and a reserve of 999,000, and we presume that it would burn through gas, so we would put gas canisters in it and that's what it would use. But I don't know, I was kind of thinking that maybe it would have just had a cooldown timer, kind of like the paralyzer that we have in Buried, where it gets all the way up to 115 and then you have to let it cool down. Maybe with the chainsaw, when the heat of it gets up to 999 or whatever numbers, I mean, maybe these numbers what we see in the game files were just placeholders, but I was thinking that it possibly could have had a cooldown timer. But that's irrelevant because it's not in the game anyway. There was also planned to be another variant called the Sabertooth 360. This one had a smaller magazine size, and we can guess that both of these were able to be pack-a-punched, or you pack-a-punched the 360 version, and then it turned into just the Sabertooth with a crap ton of ammo. Like I said, there's also a unused string text in Black Ops 2 referring to the Sabertooth. Again, it didn't make it in, but we can more than likely say that this was just a placeholder for something else. So maybe they were intending to actually port this weapon over and use it in Black Ops 2, but again, we see it never made it. Something cool that maybe you didn't know is the fact that Shangri-La was originally called Temple of Doom. In the game files, you see the name of Shangri-La started off as Temple of Doom. As we know, that is a reference to Indiana Jones, so I'm thinking that Temple of Doom was just a placeholder for Shangri-La until they thought of the actual name, but that's pretty cool. On to the next weapon. Now, this was supposed to be a cool little Easter egg, something fun to do in the first ever Zombies map. Zombies, when it first came out, Nakdo and Toten, was nothing. Treyarch didn't intend it to be anything, it was just a fun game mode for people to mess around with. All we had was the ray gun, a few normal weapons, the mystery box, and that was it. Locked in this small little room with 2 areas, or you could count 3 areas if you want to count the 2 bottom and then the upstairs. But that was all Verrucht was. It was just supposed to be a fun game mode. No storyline, no real Easter eggs, nothing. Now obviously that's developed over time. Treyarch actually added a weapon into Nectar and Toten called Brains. And Brains was actually the animation of a zombie. It allowed our players, our characters, to act like a zombie and swipe them with our hands, damaging them, hitting them. And we actually saw this later on to become a real thing in Turned for Black Ops 2. But actually, Brains has been around all the way since Black Ops 1. It was supposed to be a weapon that Treyarch were going to add into Nectar and Toten just as something fun. This weapon was still left in World at War, even though Treyarch didn't put it into the actual game. You can simply just go into the console commands, mod it in, and give this a try out for yourself. Obviously, because you're just acting as a zombie, there's no ammo. The damage that you will do isn't really very good. And I'm guessing Treyarch didn't add this into the end game because it isn't realistic. It's something fun to do. Maybe when they first started making Nectar, they wanted it to be, you know, something fun, silly. But in the end, when you think about it, Nectar and Toten is really a serious map. We don't have any of these silly things or these fun things that we have nowadays in our newer maps, like, you know, Zetsubo Shima being able to turn into a spider. So I'm guessing that they thought that Brains wouldn't really go in with this realistic theme they were trying to have, so didn't allow us to use it, but they still left it in the game. Let me know in the comment section below, do you think it would have been cool if Treyarch had have left Brains into the final game, so we could have done some little Easter egg in Nectar and Toten to allow us to become the zombie? Or actually, how cool would it be if this was a perk that dropped and it allowed us to turn into a zombie for a few minutes, or about 30 seconds, and then we are able to kill zombies that way? But the perk is the fact that the zombies don't recognize us. They won't attack us during this brain segment, kind of like how zombie blood works in Origins. We pick it up, but actually we turn into a zombie and we can attack them. I think that would have been a really cool perk, or a really cool way of Treyarch actually implementing this back in World at War. Now, a game file that was unused from Black Ops 2 was the zombie head. Remember that little game mode called Grief in BO2, where you can actually pick up zombie flesh and throw it, and the zombies will be attracted to it? Well, actually, that piece of flesh was initially supposed to be a head. This is the head. The model is still left in the game, and I think you can agree with me that actually the facial features are very similar to how Richthofen looks. And we know in Black Ops 2, Richthofen was the controller of the zombies, so were Treyarch intending this to be him? Oh no, I just thought that was something cool. A weapon that never made it into the original Black Ops was the Grim Reaper. If any of you remember this from multiplayer, it was kind of like a rocket launcher, but a really freaking overpowered version. I think if we had this in Zombies, and this is 10 times better than the RPG, the China Lake, I would have loved to have seen this. There are a load of other weapons that were cut. For example, there's evidence that the flamethrower was supposed to be in 5 and Kino der Toten. Also, the Thunder Gun was going to be usable in 5. Eventually, the Wunderwaffe clips were also found in Kino and 5 as well. And the K2S3 shotgun was also supposed to be on Zombies as well. And also, just finally, something cool that it seems like all of the Call of Duty games have. And again, you can only get it if you go into the console commands. But if you've never seen this before, the default weapon in Zombies is freaking awesome. You can still get this in World at War Zombies, Nectar and Toten. You can actually get it in Black Ops 2, and you can also get it in Black Ops 3. It's just a small little Easter egg that all of the Call of Duty games have, and this is called the default weapon, where you have no weapon in your hands because your hands are the weapon. Your character points his fingers in the shape as a gun, then shoots and can kill the zombies. It's just a small little Easter egg that every Call of Duty game has. Like I said, this one is never gonna make it into the final game. It's just something that the Treyarch or Infinity Ward developers just like to do as a small little mess around Easter egg. And if you have the PC, you're able to go into the console commands and use this. So there we go, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed the video of the Easter eggs you didn't know, episode 7. If you have and you haven't already left me a like rating, then if you could do that, that'd be very much appreciated. Again, thank you all so much for the support I've been getting on the channel lately. It's been so nice to see that you guys are enjoying these videos. Thank you so much. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, and also what other type of Zombies videos would you like to see? Would you like me to carry on with the series that I've got going on right now, which is the top 5 series? We've got the Easter eggs you didn't know. We have the story of characters. By the way, these are all of the story of videos I've done so far. There are so many, and honestly, I'm really enjoying making those videos. I've also got the zombie storyline. The next zombie storyline video is going to be Call of the Dead, which is going to take me a little while to do, so stay tuned on the channel. Hopefully I can have that up early next week, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, or something along those lines. But thank you all so much for the support on the channel. Make sure you are subscribed for more daily zombies videos, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.